Triple H's reign of terror continues with NXT Heatwave, although technically I think these days Triple H is not really having much of an effect on NXT. I think that's more Shawn Michaels' department. Triple H is too busy killing the main shows, Raw and SmackDown. But again, tonight's NXT Heatwave, there was just a lack of backstage segments, a lack of promos, vignettes, just a lack of anything fun or entertaining. And I understand maybe it's because the show was kind of labelled as a pay-per-view, even though it's like a normal edition of NXT. They do add in the Heatwave tag. We know that TNA done that over the years when they went broke and they couldn't afford to put on pay-per-views. They would just call oh, TNA Lockdown. It's literally just TNA Impact, but they're having a lockdown match. So maybe that's why it was match heavy. But again, I mean, yeah, wrestling is alright, but when it's just wrestling, it
absolutely sucks. Just like NXT Heatwave, nothing the best things about it was almost the recaps for the matches.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I like. See when it showed you here's how this match came ahead.
Here's the tail of the tape.
So we kick off. I mean, straight away, the show starts, and we've got Giovanni Vinci standing, coming out to make his ring entrance. He makes his ring entrance. He's taking on Carmelo Hayes. The first of 3 title matches tonight. NXT North American title match. Giovanni Vinci hit a bunch of high-risk maneuvers. Hit a big powerbomb on... what's the other guy that hangs about? Trick Williams. And then he's about to do it on Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo Hayes counters into a Hurricane Rana and pins Giovanni Vinci. So I was a bit surprised there. It just kind of pinned him out of nowhere. But yeah, Carmelo Hayes retains the NXT North American Championship. I mean, the match itself wasn't bad, but it was weird because it was like heel versus heel, and it doesn't really work for me. I'm not saying you can't have it at the odd time, but...
Yeah, it doesn't work, and I feel with Carmelo Hayes, I think he's done his NXT thing. I think he should be on the main roster now.
Yeah,
I feel like he's held this belt for, it seems like years. Legit seems like
I think he's had 3 different title reigns with it. I don't know, let's just move him up, why not? But yeah, Gio Vinci then loses. Carmelo Hayes retains the belt. Then
next up, Diamond Mine.
Yeah, Diamond Mine come out. Julius Kreese says he's going to call out the person that's trying to destroy Diamond Mine to come out to the ring, and he calls it none other than Roderick Strong. And Roderick Strong can't really believe it. He shows him footage of Roderick Strong hitting him with a knee last week or a couple weeks ago, even though it was accidental. And then the other the fatter, shorter one goes, "You think that, Julius? Well, I'm with you then, Julius." Why does this guy look retarded? Is that the gimmick? Are these just two, brain dead, boring, not got a fucking single digit of IQ and
he looks like Otis missing a few more chromosomes.
Pretty much. I mean, this was a horrendous... It's weird, because you've got Roderick Strong, who's, supposed to be the leader. Then you've got Julius Creed, who's, the big guy that is, kind of feuding with Roderick Strong. You've got the younger brother who's just the short, retarded one who isn't really capable of saying anything. And then we've got the black guy whose name, Ross Kemp or something like that. And Darren Kemp or whatever he's called, Mr. Kemp. And he just stands there and it's just awkward, This has to be the worst faction going. Roderick Strong, a fucking indie guy who... I mean, I remember this guy fucking debuted. He was in the first ever episode of TNA Impact. Pretty sure he lost AJ Styles on that. I mean, just this guy's been around for ages and achieved nothing. He's supposed to be some leader.
I mean, 20 years later, and he's just went downhill.
I've heard a lot of people saying that he needs to be called up to the main roster. Alright, maybe with Triple H in charge, he'll make something of this guy, but I mean, this is not a guy that you can ever see being a future... I would like to think that someone will step in and take control away for Triple H before he ruins the company. Surely, I mean, no?
Yeah, you cannot just put all your eggs in the vanilla midget basket.
I mean, come on, I mean, people... Can Shane McMahon no go, I'm not letting you ruin my father's legacy. I mean, I genuinely think with Triple H in the next, couple of years, we could see guys like Roderick Strong and these wee, Ciampas and all. I think we could see these guys with the world titles.
Easily?
Which we shouldn't, I mean... When I look at NXT and I think of people that you look at Braun Breaker just pure for the his size alone, and his physicality in the ring. I'm looking at big people like Tony D, people with characters. I'm not looking at Roderick Strong. I mean, I don't see how this guy's going to be champ anyway. Roderick Strong says that the Diamond Mine. He says he loves the Diamond Mine. He says that he would run the Julius Creed brothers up against the Usos. Blah 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 blah. Then they get attacked by three guys from Scotland.
Gallus.
Gallus. They rip
took
their
our titles back.
They take their hoodies off to reveal the name of the
William Gallus.
To reveal like the name of the faction on their shirt, and it's like it's just irrelevant.
Yeah, no one cares.
I mean, this is not like Big Show where they take it off. Oh, he's got the ECW shirt. I mean, Gallus. I mean, they could have been called Gallus, or they could have been called fucking dog shite. I wouldn't have bat an eyelid here.
Yeah, so, it was horrendous, and it's just NXT UK, man. No one knows who these guys are.
And there was a lot of NXT UK involvement in tonight's show, and I don't like it. When I see NXT UK, it's just fucking. It is a it's UK indie wrestling. At least for NXT 2.0, I do feel like it's more like a sports entertainment thing for like the young guns, the people coming up, but. Got a bad feeling with Triple H. Maybe that'll change.
It's going down, down, down.
But I think you can definitely say that over the last 6 months, last year, I think NXT UK has been the most consistent brand.
I'd say NXT 2.0 has been the best show this year, 2022. When we rank them all at the end of the year, NXT's definitely
I would say that. Then we got a Von Wagner promo, basically say this is his jungle, no one will survive. His manager says that he can jump onto the pre-season tomorrow and play for the Vikings or something like this. I mean, right,
no, you couldn't.
I mean, if Brock Lesnar didn't make the cut, and albeit he was the last person to get cut from the roster, I doubt this guy could. This guy's fucking no Brock Lesnar. I think they made that shit up. This guy doesn't look like an athlete to me. Anytime you see him in the ring, he moves like cumbersome and just, I don't know.
He's a quarterback.
Even then,
I'm clutching at straws. Are we fun here? He's shite. Move on.
Then we had Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade to show you the package and stuff for the build-up. And while I think the feud's been alright, the story's been alright and all this stuff, I don't think the match really delivered.
No, the match didn't.
So, plus, I don't understand. I mean, to me, I thought Cora Jade was going to be like the next face of NXT 2.0, and it was only a matter of time before she won the belt. But just because they called up this Roxanne Perez, they've just turned her heel, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. I don't really agree with it. Didn't think it was a good idea putting them in a tag team, and I guess that didn't last long, but I don't know. To me, I think they jumped the gun. I would have left Cora Jade as a face, but I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, but it's a continuing theme here. There's so many people on this roster that kind of just need to move on. Yeah, I mean, they need to. I mean, I like Toxic Attraction, but I think it's time they went up to the main show, and let.
I think Raw and SmackDown's bleak in terms of women.
I actually like a lot of the women on NXT. I mean, I'm looking at what's her name? The one that's taking on Wendy Chu.
Tiffany Stratton.
I mean, she would definitely be one of the best on SmackDown, or Raw, even for that matter.
I'd say she's better than Carmella. I'm thinking of someone that's similar.
No, but in the ring, she's good, and character-wise, she's really good. So I mean, that's what it is.
Ticks all those boxes.
Cora Jade wins with a DDT on the black cane or whatever, all dressed in black now. Not because she's a goth, but because she's a heel. Damn it. So yeah, you got to wear black if you're a heel. But yeah, she wins. Are they going to have another match? Maybe. Then we get the Jensen brothers, or not the Jensen brothers, Briggs and Jensen. Are they brothers or best friends?
Brothers, but they're called brothers. Well, fuck it, they're brothers, man. They've got brothers.
They've got the NXT UK titles. Then Callis appear, and Callis are like, those titles don't belong here. They belong in Scotland.
He's a bottle of Iron Brew for the titles, big man.
See, when you see the Scottish accent in wrestling, it just sounds fucking horrendous. Whether it's Drew or fucking Nikki Ash.
Well, Drew's got the best one.
Or Doudrop.
What about the Highlanders?
I didn't even think we could get them speak, did we?
Probably weren't even fucking Scottish.
Roddy Piper had a decent one, but yeah, he was fucking, whether he was Scottish or not was debatable as well. Then they had a bit of a brawl apart, whatever. I guess next week, yeah, they're leading the challenge, so again, like I said, NXT versus NXT UK seems to be a thing here. We're getting close to Survivor Series. I wonder if they're going to do something like that.
Yeah, they could, definitely. I could maybe see something like that. Cause
I think if they were going to have a pay-per-view on the week of Clash of the Castle, they would have had it already.
Yeah.
Or it would be announced. But I mean, I guess if they're doing Clash of the Castle on is it Sunday or Saturday? It doesn't really matter.
Saturday, I think.
They could
Saturday 11th.
They could have an NXT show on the Friday night, but I think they would have already announced that, to be fair, if they were going to. So, yeah.
Another thing I can see them doing this year with Triple H, the three brands against each other, like they did a few years ago. just before COVID.
Can you imagine if they did? Imagine if they did the four brands. The thing is, I would say with the best people in NXT UK, NXT 2.0, you can definitely make a case that they've got a chance because the top people in NXT 2.0 are good.
No one knows anyone in UK.
You add in NXT UK and it's like, fuck.
Who the fuck's this?
We got Grayson Waller, backstage promo, in fights Apollo Crews on his talk show. He said it's going to be the best talk show with the most hard-hitting questions. Basically sounded like he was reading off Miss TV here.
Yep.
Again, I mean, Grayson Waller I think's alright, but do we really need another talk show where nothing happens?
No, we don't.
We then get Santos Escobar, Tony D'Angelo street fight.
Best match of the night.
Santos Escobar gets a wee, backstage kind of entrance where he's walking in the streets.
I thought the match was going to start out in the street.
Yeah, and he joins with his crew. I would have liked to have seen it been taken to the street or seen him do a bit more. It didn't.
Especially when it is like their street gangs, you know?
Yeah.
That's the vibe we're getting. We didn't get it.
We had them. Obviously, stipulation is here if Santos wins, Legado del Fantasma are freed from working for Tony D. If Tony D wins, he gets to keep them, and Escobar is gone for NXT. It was a good match, fun stuff, fun spots. It comes to the end, there's a pipe in the ring, and there's the brass knucks in the ring. Both guys go for the respective weapon. But
the crowbar cracks him.
Tony D gets it first and gets the pin, and he beats Santos Escobar, and that's Santos Escobar now gone from NXT. I mean, pretty fun match, and it showed you like the build up to this, the promo package for this match. Like this feud's been great. It's legit been going on for 4 months.
Yeah,
I mean this is a storyline. I mean this is a storyline. See what you get on Raw and SmackDown. There is no stories. That's just people feuding. That's just match after match after match. Oh, I'm going to face you. Why am I facing you? I don't know, but I'm going to face you.
These two factions have been at each other's throats for months.
No, mate, these two have been feuding for the power, who's going to be the most dominant faction in NXT, and then the whole thing was that Tony D won that match, so therefore he had control and they worked for him, and then we had Escobar cost Tony D the North American Championship, so he put Escobar out of action, put him in the hospital. Then we had Escobar. This is a storyline, the two fucking families. It was like fucking gang wars, like mafia. This was good. I know that's probably it coming to an end now, but we need more stuff like this, right? Storylines. There's a difference between storylines and feuds.
I didn't like about this show. Every match had a commercial break for it.
Yeah, well, I think the match is unimportant. When you put a commercial break. I don't see this. I would rather just the commercial break, and I can't pay attention to the match when the break's on.
No.
You just know nothing. It's like dead air. They ain't going to do nothing good during the break. Nothing big's going to happen during the break.
Exactly. See when Walter White's about to throw the meth down, or the wee exploding thing down, the kill took. Does it go on a break? No. It stays with the action, damn it.
Anyway, right, big win for Tony D. Then we move on. Indy Hartwell's congratulating the new tag team champs. Really cringy promo here. Oh, I was so happy for you guys.
How could I not cry? I used to be in a tag team.
Yeah, I miss my partner. Then she gets a letter and the other two just kind of like fuck off. She opens the letter and it's like, it says index on the back of the letter, and it's got Dexter carrying her, and then some woman from NXT UK comes up and just grabs the letter and she goes, who are you? And she says, oh, I'm the next NXT champion or whatever, and walks off. So there you go.
See with Dexter's gimmick on Raw, does this really fit in with this? I mean, I guess you could argue it's continuity, like, but seems like on Raw he's just going on a full Nancy spree.
I mean, we better have just moving this into Hartwell to Raw or something, like, I mean.
I know, being a fucking escape driver or something.
Then we got a promo package with Wendy Chu and Tiffany Stratton showing their feud, showing their rivalry, and apparently it's going to come to an end next week. And I like this, thought it was entertaining. And there's been another really good rivalry that you've had going on NXT, so we'll see. Should be good.
Both obsessed with each other. Pillows.
Yeah, I mean, this Wendy Chu character's fun, but I mean, like, where can it really go? I mean, it's like, is Wendy Chu going to WrestleMania Hollywood?
No.
It's like, I think a character like this has got a glass ceiling. It's like Eugene, fun character, like, but
yeah,
you're never going to be world champion, like, but that's okay. Not everybody needs to be world champion. I think some people can accept that they're just not world champion material. It's not a bad thing. It's at the end of the day, it's fucking predetermined. It's just because you're not a world champ doesn't mean you're shit. There's a lot of people that weren't world champions and were better than people who were world champs.
R.I.P. Scott Hall.
Let's put it that way, do you know what I mean? Some characters and gimmicks are just not really supposed to be top dog, but it is what it is. Then we had the Super Diva Quincy Elliott was coming to NXT.
Oh, no.
So this guy is essentially on NXT Level Up.
This guy, we sure?
He's a guy, but he's got big tits. I don't know. I don't know. I have no interest in seeing this guy. And to me, it's no surprise that as soon as McMahon's gone, that's when he's coming to NXT 2.0.
Yeah. And it's such a rip-off on the name Missy Elliott, isn't it? Quincy Elliott.
So, again, the least said about this, the better.
NXT Women's title match. Was that next?
It was, aye.
Mandy Rose versus a guy.
Zoe Stark.
A guy.
Zoe Stark, just not very fucking attractive, if we're being honest. Out for a year, injured, did not miss her in the slightest.
Didn't know she was out.
It was an okay match. Mandy Rose hits her with two of the knees. I mean,
working on that knee brace.
Mandy Rose's knee looks like it's like a good finishing maneuver, but a lot of her work's sloppy as fuck. So especially I seen her with a chair shot a couple of weeks ago, man. It was horrendous. She just need to. And there was a spot where like Zoe Stark's knee was like hung up in the ropes, and she was like attacking her knee. And honestly, it looked like punches you would do to a baby if you were pretending to be in a fight or something.
Looks like you're trying to slap your dog, man.
So, yeah, just garbage. But anyway, Mandy Rose wins, still the champ. Maybe thought she was getting moved on, but nah, Mandy Rose still the champion, and who knows who she'll face next. Speaking of next, let's move on. We had the NXT Championship match. It was Braun Breaker versus JD McDonough.
Bobbled himself.
And it was a win for Braun Breaker. JD McDonough hit a big superfly. What's it called? Fly? Spanish fly or something?
Super Spanish fly.
I thought it was called the Spanish fly because Sammy Guevara done it. And he's Spanish?
No. Definitely not. It's always been called a Spanish fly when these vanilla midgets dished it out.
Honestly? Mm-hmm. Who was the first person you've seen do it?
I'm pretty sure the Young Bucks always did it.
And they called it the Spanish fly?
Pretty sure.
Interesting.
Not the worst thing is about this show, it's all cookie cutter results. Fuck, everyone won who you thought would win. Where's the upsets?
Yeah.
Maybe Tony D and Thingy, but again here, Braun Breaker wins. It's like, alright.
Braun Breaker wins, and they never really felt, I guess, JD McDonough guy was ever going to take his title. And, yeah, he didn't. And, that was pretty much it. And then after the match, Braun Breaker celebrating. He won it with a big spear. Then he hit him with a jackhammer. So, that's what it is. Celebrating. And then we got the NXT UK champion comes out. So,
Tyler Bate.
Yeah, Tyler Bate.
Pulled that name for fucking nowhere.
But Tyler Bate, was this guy ever on the main roster?
He was on NXT. Not a member. No, he was. Not member. Allegations or something came out against him.
I think this guy was called up to Raw SmackDown for a couple of weeks. Then he disappeared.
Yeah, no, he was. And allegations came out against him.
He's another wee fucking vanilla midget. So, yeah, he looks at Braun Breaker. I mean, you look at Braun Breaker, right, and you look at this guy. He'd snap him in two.
I know.
So,
see if he locked in the Steiner recliner.
He's not
the
getting
chair
it.
would be out of commission. There'd be no more reclining. It would be gone. The back would be in smithereens.
They both raise their titles and they look at each other, and that's it. So,
shite.
Yeah. Right. Overall, I normally like NXT. I mean, it might be the best show this week. It was better than Raw.
What did you give Raw out of 10?
0. I'm going to give this a 2. The matches weren't bad, but the reason NXT is my favourite show is because of the backstage segments, the funny stuff. I get it, Tony D's in a match tonight, so we ain't going to get any, of the mafia shenanigans or anything like that, but there was no Andrew Chase either, which I thought was kind of disappointing. Just match after match, and I thought all the matches were a bit disappointing, to be honest. Not one match lived up to the expectations.
No.
Every match I thought was a bit underwhelming. Not that they were bad, but I just thought every match was underwhelming. Plus, the fact that every match had a breakthrough, it kind of ruined the match for me.
Yeah, definitely, man.
See, rather than a 12-minute match, I would rather you take just 5 minutes off the match and have a 7-minute match with no break.
Exactly.
The breaks just ruin it for me. I can't take it serious.
Especially when you're hyping up as a pay-per-view.
It's like JR always says, like, if a match is important, you wouldn't be taking a break for it.
No more commercial breaks here on Raw. It's Austin against the Nature Boy.
So, I'm giving it a 2 out of 10.
I'm going to give it... It's debating a 1, but fuck it, I'll give it a 2.
There you go, guys. 2 out of 10. It beats Raw, but I mean, fuck
Will
me.
Dynamite beat it?
Probably not.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Woo! Till next time.
Peace.